Well, hello there, Stacey Murphy here, and you probably garden for a lot of different reasons like I do. Health, vitality, longevity, it's just fun, it's delicious, the flavors, the colors, it's beautiful. Maybe you love getting outdoors, connecting to other people through fresh food, helping your family with some, getting some fresh food into their diets. There's so many reasons that we garden. And along the way, there are challenges. And so I wanted to share with you, how do you know whether your challenge is insurmountable, like don't try this at home, or whether your challenge is just like a little bump in the road on the way to all that health and flavor and vitality and all those things that you want. And to do that, I wanted to share the number one lesson that I've learned from helping hundreds of thousands of people from 6 different continents. And it's super simple. You want to hear what it is? It's so simple that you might miss it. The lesson is that plants want to grow. And I know that sounds so simple, but here's an example of what I mean. So basically, my friend, she's from New York City. She really loved lemons. She wanted to grow them at home, but New York City's not really the place to grow lemons. It's not really the habitat for lemons. It's, there's winter and a lot of other factors. But she really wanted lemons and she wanted to grow them locally. And so what did she do? She was like, is this insurmountable? Well, what would be my next step? And she went out and she got some greenhouses because she needed some warmer temperatures, and she got some dwarf lemon trees so that they'd stay kind of small and they'd produce a lot of fruit and they'd do well inside the greenhouse. So she saw she saw what she wanted, and it seemed insurmountable, but she just kept asking the next question and taking baby steps, because guess what? The plants want to grow. They want to thrive. They want to flourish. They want to grow the next generation of plants. This is a fennel plant, a fennel set of fennel seeds that basically wants to seed the next generation of fennel. So whenever you're coming up against a challenge and you're wondering whether it's insurmountable or whether it's just a bump in the road, the question is, what can you do to appreciate and identify what the plant needs in order to thrive? How can you appreciate the growth of the plant and help it along its way? Because it wants to grow and it will find a way. So think about it this way. If you were to look around your world and look for all the evidence of plants wanting to grow, you would see dandelions growing from the cracks in sidewalks. And I just saw asparagus growing in the cracks of sidewalks near here. And you would see from old buildings that are falling apart, you would see them taken over by plants, because they want to grow and they want to thrive. And when you can tap into the wisdom of the plant, it knows exactly how to do all it needs to do. And it's just about asking that one next question that gets you one next step that makes whatever challenge seem insurmountable, makes it possible for you. All right. So, and I've helped people all around the world with this. I've helped people in the mountains who thought that their growing season was too short. And one day it would be snowing and the next day it would be sunny. And they're like, how the heck does anybody grow food here? It's so unpredictable and it's windy and it's high altitude. And now I know somebody I've helped along, and now they're growing food year round in the mountains and putting fresh food on their plate. They're enjoying a healthy life. They love the connection to the plants. They think it's just magical. And this is somebody who thought it was insurmountable. And guess what? They just took one baby step, the next baby step, the next baby step, and you just keep breaking it down into baby steps. So the number one thing that I've learned from all around the world working with people is that the only difference between an insurmountable challenge and something that's just a little bump in the road is essentially the commitment and the dedication that you have to the outcome you want. Are you willing to ask the next question? Are you willing to take the next step? Are you willing to look at the plant and appreciate what's going right and figure out how you can make more of that happen? That's really how you know that things are going to work in your favor and that it is not insurmountable. And by the way, I have yet to see a garden challenge that somebody hasn't figured out a solution to when they're committed and they're excited about it. All right. So that could be you too. You could discover a new way of doing something because you're committed to an outcome. And this is why I'm super excited about the Superfood Garden Summit coming up, because we're featuring in the Superfood Garden Summit, we have speakers, master gardeners from all around the world, and professional farmers too, who have experimented, and they have come up against seemingly insurmountable challenges, and they've tried and they tested and they tried this and they looked at the plant and they looked to see how it was growing and they attempted something new until they found a pattern that worked, and they're sharing it with the world, because that's how garden wisdom has been passed down from generation to generation for thousands of years. And that's the wisdom of these plants get passed down. All of these are seeds that now will get passed into the next generation of plants. I have to tell you about my fennel plants behind me. I have not planted a single fennel plant in years, and I have a nonstop supply of fresh fennel because it reseeds itself every year, twice a season actually. I have a nonstop supply to flowers. I have a nonstop supply to fun and flavor and beauty. Oh my goodness. And guess what else? I grow in the desert, and right now it's really hot. These giant fennel plants provide shade, so I don't even buy shade cloth for my garden. So when you appreciate how the plants work and how they grow, and you just notice these things, you start to put together a system that works for you. And that's what I want for you. So I'm really excited to host the Superfood Garden Summit. Superfoods are packed full of nutrients, and you can grow them right at home. And it's easier than you might think, especially when you have a bunch of people who've gone this path before. They know the road. They're going to show you all the mistakes they made along the way, and they're also going to show you their best tips for you to get the success in your garden. All right? So here's what I want you to do. The summit is happening soon. And guess what? It's going to be 4 days of nonstop awesome. We've got presentations from master gardeners and farmers who are going to share all their best tips. We've got garden prize giveaways. And we have got live questions and answers for you to help you on your path to weather those bumps in the path, all right? It's going to be nonstop awesome. And so today, this first step, what I want you to do is to be thinking about this nugget of plants want to grow. So look around your environment and start to notice the ways in which plants want to grow. Because guess what? It's just all you have to do. The plant does all the work. You know, we oftentimes say, I'm going to teach you how to grow something, but I don't teach you how to grow it. The plant knows how to grow it. What I teach you to do is understand your relationship to the plant. Decide what kind of relationship you want to the plant. So fennel is like my marriage plant. I'm totally married to fennel. I love it. It grows every year all over my garden. And then I've got other plants that I'm sort of like, they're like acquaintances. Like tomatoes are not my favorite plant to eat. So I grow them once a season, but when they're done, I'm like, oh, whatever, I'll see you next year. So you decide what kind of relationship you want with your plants, and you start to notice and appreciate how they grow. And guess what's going to happen? The more that you nurture that, the more that they're going to nourish you, the more they're going to grow, because they're going to see the way that you're loving them. And when you're noticing them and appreciating them, they just flourish seemingly on their own. It's crazy how magical it is. All right. So what I want you to do, I would love for you to come to the Superfood Garden Summit. Tune in. So go ahead, make sure you get yourself registered for the Superfood Garden Summit, and I'll see you over there.